I enjoy picking my nose in the car and noticing that other people do it too.
Don't you do that?
I may have. Not regularly, though, no.
I think there are some rather horrid habits that I do have. One of them is farting, which I allowed your producer to share in today.
So few guests bring something that we can keep. Thank you.
And picking my nose is something I know I do a lot and enjoy. You know.
What is it about nose picking that's so enjoyable?
Discovery.
Yeah. You never know. It's like
You never know what you're going to find.
Like And you, speaking of farting, as I recall, you once flummoxed Joan Collins with a fart.
It's very hard to flummox Joan Collins, actually. I told her that I fancied her, and I think that flummoxed her. That made her very, very nervous, actually. But, no, I don't think farting flummoxed her. She was quite relieved, actually, because she confessed that she did it, as does Demi Moore. I remember I farted in front of Demi Moore, and she told me that... who was she married to at the time? Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis, yes.
And he farts. So...
If only you'd gone there with the Queen. Be quiet!
Can't imagine that.
No.
Just can't.
But she must fart. She must. She's
I
only...
hope so. I hope so.
Well, she's going to explode if she doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get into the man in your life, Charles Dickens. This is...
And there are not many, are there? No.
Charles Dickens captured my heart and my imagination when I read Oliver Twist at the age of 11. And ever since then, I've wanted to know absolutely everything I could find out about him. Which is why, at this moment, I am trying to uncover a secret bit that people don't know very much about. When he went to America, and I am retracing his footsteps. I am on a boat going to America.
What is it about Charles that stirs your passion so?
He's not what people think he is. There is something that he always wanted to hide, which was what he really was, the person he really was. And also, you know, those wonderful characters that he wrote, that he created. All of them, well, there were over 2,000 characters for a start.
Is that right?
Yeah. And because he started life so poor and ended so rich, he went from the top and bottom of English society. He knew about poverty. Very few English writers really know about poverty. So that's why he wrote about that so well. And people like Miss Havisham, Scrooge, Uriah Heep, Quilp, Mr. Bumble, these marvellous characters that live inside us all. Once we've read them, once we've seen them, most people see them now on films, they don't read the books anymore. But you do remember them.
You play Dickens' women on stage. Which character is the one that most speaks to you?
Well, bits of them all do. I love Mrs. Gamp, who's this wicked old midwife, drunken and a reprobate.
I don't wish to turn you into a jukebox. Can you give us a burst of Mrs. Gamp?
Leave the bottle on the chimney piece. And don't ask me to take none. But let me put my lips to it. When I'm so disposed, and I will do everything I've been engaged to do according to the best of my ability.
There isn't a molecule in your face that isn't living that character when you do that. It's sensational.
But he writes it like that, you see. It's not hard to act it. Because the text that he gives you, I don't change a morsel of that text. It's there, just as he wrote it. He actually transposes the word S into G, disposed. he writes with a G, disposed. So you know that she's got to say it like that, disposed. Because it's there in the text. And that's what's so exciting. It's wonderful.
You've made a couple of allusions to being fat. You've written about it in the British press. Do you consider yourself fat?
Darling, I'm as thin as a rake. It's just an optical illusion.
Is it a big boned rake?
I hate being fat. I am. I'm fat because I eat too much.
That's it?
That's it.
Always?
It's not thyroid or hormones or any of that. I eat more than my body needs and I resent it fiercely.
However, I assume that eating gives you great enjoyment.
All goes back to oral sex.
And is that not the juggle between, well, I'm enjoying my life, so what the hell?
Yes, I just wonder if I would have turned out to be a different kind of person if I had been a slender, willowy sort of creature. And would it have mattered? Would I have got different parts or whatever? I don't know. Look, this is me, and I'm making the best of it. And that's the best one can do.
This is the you you've chosen, though. That's the interesting thing.
Yes.
Why didn't you have the willpower to be another you?
'Cause I didn't! Honestly. I just didn't. And, I don't like my body, but I love my face. I love my face. I wouldn't change one scrap of it. I'd love to have smaller tits, no belly, slender thighs, but it ain't going to happen. So you just make the best of what you've got. And maybe I should have been more disciplined in my life. Maybe I should, but I wasn't.
Are there advantages to being fat? Are there good things?
I think there are two advantages. One is that people remember you because you take up a lot of space. And the other is that people are not frightened of you. They're frightened if you're going to sit on them, but apart from that, they somehow feel comfortable with you. And I like that very much.
Let me throw another quote at you. Big tits and big eyes will get you a long way.
Well, they did, didn't they? Yes, I think that's true. It's funny because you're asking me to comment on my physique, which is something that I really would prefer to forget. I want to concentrate on other parts of myself, I suppose, not these great globes of glory here.